Everyone, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. Now today has been a little busy in the newsroom. When it comes to weather, it's great. We still have temperatures running a little above average for this time of the year, but they've come down quite a bit from 24 hours ago, 90s to mid to upper 80s. But we are tracking a couple of different fires through parts of the Tri-County area, one of them actually prompting officials to issue evacuation notices. Outside of that, we're looking at roller coaster temperatures, still extremely dry, even with another chance of showers on the way, and each afternoon winds are still going to be breezy at times. So let's go ahead and start off with what's happening right here and right now across Central Oregon. Some of these cameras from the Oregon Hazards Lab are zoomed in to where they have been tracking some of those fires, and there is a little bit of haze. Outside of that, some clouds. A little bit of the cloud cover we see is from thunderstorm activity pretty far removed, but when we go ahead and zoom in on the Grizzly Mountain camera, we do see a burn scar out there. Now, a little bit of smoke coming off of that burn scar. Winds are still breezy, but it looks like it's tapering down quite a bit when it comes to fire activity. And this is the Grizzly Flat Fire just north of Grizzly Mountain. And when we put it on a map and take a look at some other things, there are several fire evacuation zones that are in effect as well. And I'm going to move the camera around so we can get a better look at it. Here's where the Grizzly Flat Fire was, right on the county line between between Jefferson and Crook County. In Crook County, there is a level 1 evacuation, and that's mostly the northern unit right there. And for the most part, there's not much growth left with this fire. But when we go ahead and look at some of the other ones, there's still a mandatory evacuation, level 3, go now, just north of where this fire is. And that is impacting parts of Jefferson County. Going a little further to the north of that, and then I'll come back down, is the next level 1, be ready evacuation just to the east of Madras. And when we look at this bigger yellow area, the level 2, be set evacuation notice, that is going all the way down but to the east of Metolius and Culver, to the east of Crooked River Ranch as well. And so there's a rundown of your evacuation zones. And here through the next couple of hours, we could see some of those be amended a little bit because we don't see too much activity happening with the fire at the moment. Now, winds are still breezy, and they're going to continue to be breezy for a little while longer, but this fire was started about 12 miles east-southeast of Culver. Now, at the moment, it doesn't have anything for fuels in there, but we do know it was mostly grassland. And about the time we started to see evacuation notice get issued, the National Weather Service expanded a red flag warning that was over Wasco County into Central Oregon for most of the high desert outside of the east slopes of the Cascades, including all of the Warm Springs Reservation. And that stays in place until 9 p.m. once winds really taper off. Wind gusts right now are between 20 and 30 miles per hour for many of us, even in that area. And they have been coming down a little bit, but still, they're not quite 20 to 35 miles per hour, but they're still pretty strong in some locations. And winds, actual wind speeds, are mostly between 10 and 16 miles per hour. Now, this is the Culver winds trend graphic, and Culver specifically because that's 12 miles away from where this fire is, one of the closest sensors. Now, winds stay breezy until we get to around sunset, then they start to taper off, stay at a light breeze overnight, and by tomorrow becoming breezy during the late afternoon, getting into the evening hours. And that is when we're expected winds to pick back up. That's also right after peak heating, and we start to see more clouds coming in with a chance of some showers. Now, most of the shower and thunderstorm activity across the state today has been over south central Oregon and the eastern third of the state. And one of those thunderstorms, it looks like towards the end of this loop, prompted the National Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning just to the southeast of Baker City. So we're continuing to track all that activity, but at the moment, it's pretty much staying out of our Tri-County area. And looking at the bigger picture, there is a broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean, but also there's another low pressure over the Gulf of Alaska. This cold front is actually going to push through Thursday night going into Friday. That's going to trigger our next chance of rain with a potential of maybe getting a few thunderstorms. Now, your forecast model shows that here through tonight, winds out of the north start to taper off. We get some AM clouds, and then we clear back out to start Thursday off. By Thursday afternoon, still mostly sunny, partly cloudy in a few locations, but during the afternoon, that's when a few of those sprinkles could come in. By Thursday night, scattered showers, maybe some lightning associated with that. We'll be tracking anything it does develop and keeping that shower activity going through Friday afternoon. By Friday night, clouds start to thin out, setting us up for gorgeous conditions for some of those professional fireworks shows. Now, when it comes to relative humidity, it is dry across the high desert. And on top of that, it's been getting breezy. That's why that red flag warning was expanded to include much of our Tri-County area. Now, highs in the last 24 hours, a couple outliers on here. These outliers are holdovers from yesterday, like Warm Springs that got up to 101. Most of us topped out in the mid to some upper 80s. We're still in the 80s, some 70s on the map now as temperatures start to fall again. So temperatures are actually running. Look at this. Between 11 degrees warmer and 15 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. And that's because, if you remember yesterday, we hit our peak heating, showers and thunderstorms started to roll in, and temperatures bottomed out. So that's why we have some wonky numbers on there. But here through tonight, we're falling back into the 40s. Through the day tomorrow, topping out in the lower to mid 80s. This puts us near average for this time of the year. And our UV intensity forecast is still going to be very high, 8 or 9. All depends on if some of those showers start to move a little further to the north, but more PM clouds are definitely expected. By Friday, we get a dip in that, still high at times. Especially when you get those periods of clearing. But let's go ahead and switch gears to a different forecast model. This one really helps us with surface temperatures. Now, through Thursday, some thunderstorms developing through the eastern third of the state. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms to our south as well. But for the high desert, we're in the 80s with some 70s. By Friday, our next dip in temperatures drops us into the 70s with a few 80s. And we still have those showers expected. Winds are going to be breezy, but by Saturday, we clear out under a dome of high pressure. We have tons of sunshine, and the next round of warming begins. So roller coaster temperatures are expected. We get that dip through Friday with some showers in the forecast, and then Saturday we start to warm up. By Sunday and Monday, we begin to bring the heat, and then even more heating is on the way. So your forecast model shows that here through the next couple of hours, not much in the way of cloud cover. By the AM, looking at some clouds, still dry. By Thursday afternoon, some showers develop and move into the high desert, but during the overnight hours, that's when we see our best chance, our next best chance of showers with the potential of a few thunderstorms. And those showers, that moisture with those showers continues through the day on Friday. Some periods of clearing are definitely expected, though, with winds getting breezy at times. Then by Saturday, tons of sunshine, just a little bit of cloud cover expected. And after Saturday, we're looking at sunshine across the high desert Sunday. More sunshine by Monday. Very little cloud cover expected, even Tuesday and this time of next week. We're looking at some in and out clouds Tuesday, but by Wednesday, back to sunshine. So between now and 11 p.m., 11 p.m. Friday, we are looking at some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, most of this happening Thursday night. So for tonight, 40s and a few 50s. By Thursday, we're looking at 80s across the high desert, some 70s. Most of that's going to be lowered to mid 80s, and then a dip in temperatures by the time we get to Friday. After that, we get our sunshine under high pressure. A huge heating trend is expected. So our weather headlines include sunshine ahead, very dry conditions, and that's after this chance of showers Thursday night and Friday, but we cool to seasonal before our next big heating trend. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News for the rest of your most reliable forecast.